me under fire. Hey,
I love it though. I love it.
it keeps me on point, and she makes me think about what is the end result. Really think through what you're offering and be able to vocalize it.
It's been massive for us.
I was able to get into conversations with the decision makers, with CEOs, with high level people.
We booked about 50 calls within about 2 months.
I'm having a great response. It's been significantly more than I expected. My inbox is actually kind of overflowing right now.
Just in these 8 weeks, we already tripled our return on investment.
I have people who are ready to buy.
As a little girl, I loved puzzles. I loved solving problems. Well, little did I know how much I was going to need that skill as I got older. I also enjoyed organizing. When I was 14, I organized bus trips. And at the time, I was living in Europe. So we organized with like young people from our church. We would go to Paris for 3 days, or to London, to Düsseldorf in Germany. And I really enjoyed it. Already at a young age, I had these entrepreneurial skills by bringing people together, making a difference, and organizing results. And one of my dreams was to move to another country. So when I had the opportunity to join a project as a missionary in Ecuador, I jumped on it. I was so excited. So here you can see how we went through the mountains on our horses. Like we would visit schools and teach the children about the Bible. It was a really amazing experience, like totally away from the city, until one day I got very sick. It turned out I had a severe salmonella infection, and the whole night I was in so much pain. I thought, if I die tonight, how long is it going to take for anybody to find my body? So the next day I went to the hospital. They discovered I had this salmonella infection, and they gave me antibiotics. I was still not feeling well. And so for several months, they kept giving me antibiotics. Looking back now, I realized it was the antibiotics that really knocked out the life out of my system. So I was struggling for a long time. I wasn't really able to work. And then, so when the guy that I was dating proposed to me, I thought, well, this must be the answer to my prayer. I was all excited. He was living in California, in San Diego. I'd been there, I visited him. And so I flew over and, we were all excited. I was staying with somebody from, one of his friends until we got married. And in 2 weeks before the wedding, we were having lunch at this Mexican place. And he looks at me and says, Shamayah, the wedding is over. I go, what? You mean you want to postpone it? He says, no, the wedding is over. This guy, he promised he was going to share his life with me for good and bad. After I had given up everything, I had given up my residency in Ecuador, sold my horses, gave everything up to be with him. I had no income, no business, and nowhere to go. I basically ended up homeless. The rug was pulled from under me. It was just me, my suitcase, my carry-on, and my harp in a box, and nowhere to go, because I'm not a US citizen, so I couldn't stay in the US if I didn't get married. So what do you do when everything is dark? In the deepest times of despair, what do you do when your whole world crumbles in front of you? Well, you'll discover what I used to turn around my life in this webinar that I'm going to share with you today. So welcome to Shamayah's Grow Business to Business Sales with LinkedIn. And we are going to discuss some of the strategies that we're going to use. I'm the author of several of the books, Step Into Your Vision 2.0, that I co-authored with Les Brown, and Googleicious. So to get the most value real quick out of today's webinar, I'd like you to do this quick drill with me. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a deep breath in. You hold your breath as long as you can, and then you tell me in the chat how many minutes it was. Okay, are you ready? 3, 2, 1. Take a deep breath in and count the minutes that you can hold your breath and put it in the chat. Let's see who has the longest time. Okay, what times do we have? Let me see. How many seconds? Yes, how many seconds did you have, Dr. Chris? 30 seconds, 20 seconds, 20 seconds, 20 seconds, Kyra Lee. That is amazing. 30 seconds from Nick. Dr. Chris had 38, 32. Wow, that's really good. Ayanda, 15. Sushil, 35. John, wow, 64. Must be a diver. That's incredible. 45 seconds. Amazing. 50, 40. That's amazing. 41, 58. Nancy, wow. 42. Carla. 51. Wow, that's amazing. 51. Erica. Wow. Very cool. But you know what you see? That even how long you can hold it, even the longest, I think John is the winner with 64 seconds, eventually you have to breathe out. So in this webinar, you're going to get a lot of information. So you're going to inhale a lot of information. I need you, like you did now, to participate in the chat. That's basically exhaling. So whether it's raising your hand, putting up your thumb, you know, let's make it fun together, as you will get the most out of this webinar. Do we have a deal? Can I see by show of hands? Awesome. Very cool. So today, and then we type in the chat, we did that. This is my mentor and good friend who played a big role in my life. And I want to share with you, he's an incredible, successful businessman, helped hundreds of, I think even thousands of people and companies. And one of the lessons that he taught me is it's your ability to organize and nothing else that will determine if you win or lose. And we'll see today how that will apply. Who will benefit today? It's if you're a business owner, a founder, if you're frustrated with the lack of results with LinkedIn, or if you're ready to scale. If you're at a crossroad and wondering, okay, should I expand my marketing efforts on LinkedIn, or should I do, what else should I do? If you're in sales, you're a sales or marketing manager, you're a financial advisor, or anyone who wants to grow their income and use a system to leverage your time. So you may even have more time to play golf or spend more time with your family. So let's have a look at the statistics and what makes LinkedIn now that you are at the perfect time in the perfect place. This is a research that was done, a survey by Imagine Growth, and it showed that 81% of the entrepreneurs don't generate enough leads to support their growth goals. Any one of you can relate? Anybody here who would like to have more leads to support your growth goals? Can I see by show of hands? Is that an issue for people? How about you, Raj? Nick, do you have enough leads? Yeah, you would like more leads too. Okay, cool. And this is where LinkedIn can come in, because we discovered they did a report, the state of global sales, showed that 73% of the buyers are more likely to consider brand if the salesperson reaches out via LinkedIn, which is kind of exciting. It definitely shows the opportunity. At the same time, 69% of sellers say they are committed to expanding their LinkedIn network. So the question is, are you going to be the 69%? Or are you going to wait? And is your competitor basically bringing in the business that could have been yours? Because trust me, they are not waiting for you. The question is, by delaying and not knowing what to do on LinkedIn, how much money are you throwing out of the window every month? And we want to do something about that, obviously. If this is you, if you're not creating the income that you could right now, and you would love to have systems to automate, we can help you with that. If you're feeling stressed and overwhelmed because you know there's more things you should do on LinkedIn, but you don't know exactly what, or what you're doing is extremely time consuming. If you're feeling, so yeah, we would love to help you get more organized with that. Or if you're not maximizing LinkedIn, you may be active, you maybe have some, expanding your network or connecting with people, but not actually turning it into sales. Let us show you how to master the skills to get results. So yeah, we would love to help you and show you how you could personally benefit. So we offer a consultation, and we also offer the opportunity to apply to work with us to ensure that you get these results, that you really learn how to master the skills. So if you would like to book the consultation with us, Farushka will put the link in the chat. Click the link, book a time. It will be with either one of us. And we would happy to, even in the call, if you don't decide to work with us, we give tremendous value and really look at your whole overall strategy if you end up that you don't qualify to work with us.
I've got business opportunities that are showing up from the LinkedIn things, but I've also got other areas of my career where things that have been blocked are opening up as well. And so it's even more than just a LinkedIn program. It's something that actually helps you get moving in all areas.
Very cool. We actually have John with us on the call. So I'd like to take just a moment, John, maybe you can share with us how it's been working out for you.
Yeah, I would love to. Shamayah's program has just been so refreshing because it takes something that I've had a LinkedIn profile for probably, I don't know, 15, 20 years since I was in college. And it's never really been something that generated leads for me. And in the last couple months, I've got more leads than I can use. Like it really has taken something that was kind of like non-existent for me and turned it into something that I have people that want to set up calls with me, want to set up appointments for my coaching program. They want to get involved and they want to do things because I've used LinkedIn now to show people what I'm actually able to do. And Shamayah is the reason why that's happened.
Very happy to hear. Really cool. I love it because I know that your program really brings results for people and it can make all their difference for their family and the legacy that they leave behind. Financially, it makes such an impact. So I'm very excited. I know that more people should know about you and do your program because of the impact it will have. Thank you for sharing. So we mentioned, if you would like similar results, we'd be happy to have a consultation with you. So you find the link in the chat. So today what we'll do is first of all, we'll discover what is the unique value that you add to the world. What sets your company or your service business, what set it apart combined with your unique personality? Because once we have that, we can design.
And a whole bunch of meetings today, but there is a huge rumor that's swirling around Parliament Hill.
We can design a marketing plan for LinkedIn to position you as the leader in your industry. And who doesn't want to do business with the leader in the industry? If you're looking for a tax consultant, do you want to do business with just anyone? Or would you prefer to work with the best? How many of you would prefer to work with the best in the industry? And you would be willing to pay actually top dollars. You're willing to pay more if you know that this guy is the industry leader. Who would agree with that? By show of hands? Very cool. Okay, nice. And so that's what we want to do. We want to position you as that industry leader. And then once we do that, you can deliver to more people, to more clients, you can close more deals and make a difference in the world by what you're offering for people. So that's the first takeaway we'll discuss is discover what makes you unique and go into that. Stephen Curry and your LinkedIn strategy. How many of you know who Stephen Curry is? Ever heard of him? Few people here. It's actually very interesting. Anybody else knows who Stephen Curry is by any chance? John? Not many people. Well, he's short. He's 188 meter or 6 feet 16. He can't jump very high. He got seriously injured early in his career and people wondered if he could ever play at a world top level again. And yet he's an icon in basketball. And he became a master in three-pointers. So for those of you who are not familiar with basketball, I'll explain really quick what it means. So here's the court, and you can see that here's the three-point line. So if you score outside of this line, you get 3 points. Well, most people won't do that because it's too risky. You may lose the ball, except for Stephen Curry. And I'll show you real quick what it looks like, so you get the feel of what made him so unique.
They do have a timeout. Decide not to use it. Play that set. From 3/4 court. Anybody get it? The clock from midcourt. Curry. Right back from
So you may wonder, what does now Stephen Curry to do with LinkedIn? Well, as you notice, he was first starting to throw from the 3-meter line. Then his competitors, or the other team, was catching on. But instead of fighting them head on, because he was too short anyway compared to the other players, he stepped back and started to throw from further and further away. So what we want to do first is discover, how can we set you apart? How can we set you apart from your competition so you're not fighting in the crowd with everybody else? How can you become the icon of your industry? What is unique about you? How do you bring value? What is the special gift that you bring to the world? This is a quote that I saw, that I found. It says, if you have a crappy profile and you are not doing outreach, it's like winking at a girl in the dark. You know what you're doing, but nobody else does. So if that's you, that's definitely what we have to find. First, we discover what it is, and then we'll make sure that you have a great profile with a good headshot so that which makes people want to connect and engage with you. Here is an example. His photo is not really good, but you can see very clearly immediately what he does, helping B2B SaaS sales teams ditch feature selling and start storytelling. This is one example, just a few examples in what you can do with your profile. Here again, Dr. Chris Harry Neveling is a medical doctor and high performance expert, always tired, hair thinning, stubborn weight gain. If you have these things, you can know immediately he will help you to be superwoman again. He helps you to solve the root cause of your health and thyroid problems naturally, leading authority on high performance. So really, you want to set yourself apart and make sure that your profile, especially your headline, because that will show up when people receive a connection request from you, that it catches their attention. If it just says CEO, founder, sales manager, financial advisor, it doesn't really ignite people to say, oh, I want to talk to this person. You want to show the benefit. And you can see here with Ivan, that's what he initially had. CEO, founded at Navi. Well, Navi can be anything. It can be a design studio, a photography studio. But what he actually does, he takes your software products to the next level. So if you need anybody that's looking for a team for product engineering, you have a SaaS company, or you have a product you want to develop, or any technical issues you want to solve, Ivan is your guy. And he is really amazing in what he does. Here's another example, become an author. Immediately when you see here, you want to become an author, you know, okay, Svenja is the person to talk to. And you can see here that the difference, that a good profile, a strong profile, how the difference it makes in the results that you get.
Working with Shamayah and being able to have her expertise in building my profile was super helpful. I had what I thought was a pretty good profile, and I actually do think it was a decent profile. But the difference when I was able to run things by Shamayah and we worked together to craft something that really communicated the message that I wanted to communicate made a significant difference. I could really tell that when people, you know, obviously I reach out to somebody, they're going to look at my profile. I was getting a lot more interest and a lot more communication back. I feel like I was able to more clearly communicate exactly how we could help the client, our ideal client, and therefore our ideal client was reaching back. So that was very beneficial.
Yeah, it really makes a difference to have a strong profile. So number one, more people will connect with you, and more people will engage with you based on, you know, your profile. And if you think, you know what, I don't really have time to do all of that, we'd be happy to help you. It really can take 15 to 20 years of your learning curve instead of struggling on your own. You can meet with us. We'd be happy to have that conversation with you and have a look at your profile and give you some valuable, you know, tips and suggestions what you can do to improve. And as I mentioned before, if you don't, now is the right time. So if you delay, you know, the opportunity may not be the same, because you definitely see an uptake in more people using LinkedIn and expanding. Number two, one is design. So the first thing was to discover, because we want to find out what made you, what's special about you and how we can set you apart from your competition. The number two is we designed a marketing strategy for LinkedIn to position you as the industry leader and to really get people to know you as that industry leader. And keep in mind too, marketing creates want and sells something. So if ever you have a marketing company, but they, you know, they don't generate income, run quickly, because it's not actually a marketing campaign. The path to more income, the income formula. If you ever wondered, how do you get from where you are now through the labyrinth and have more dollars? The income formula is the secret. Anybody has heard of the income formula? Few people. Okay. Well, the income formula basically is the amount of communication that you send out equals the amount of communication in ratio that comes back equals income. So if you would now get on your phone and you would start messaging, let's say 100 friends, family, friends, and you tell them, you know what, today I just want to tell you I love you and I'm so grateful to have you in your life. Maybe you should just do it as actually a fun exercise. If you would do that to 100 people, obviously people are going to message you back. So the communication out is the communication also that you receive, which is also a form of income, because income is not only money. It can be love, it can be kisses, it can be better health, it can be different things. So that's what we want to focus on. We want to apply the income formula in LinkedIn to ensure that you grow your income. How do we do that? We start with a quantity by increasing the messages, the connection requests, by really starting to get in communication with more and more people, letting them know who you are, what you do, and position you as the expert. Make yourself known. And then over time, we improve the quality. So the first messages may be good. As we go, we see what works, what doesn't work, and we make them better over time. And a quick tip here, if you send messages on LinkedIn, write to people as if you're talking to a good friend. Don't make it a sales pitch. Say, oh, well, I am the #1 in website design, so please, I would love to help you with your website, and nobody cares. Make it where you're just talking to somebody and say, hey, I saw your website, it looks cool, but I noticed something that you could improve. Would you like me to share with you? Like as if you're offering your friend that has a company to help him with his website. Don't make it a sales speech. People do not like that. It doesn't work. So a few things here. Most people have have connections, and some have 2, 3, even 5,000. I had this lady last time. She has, I think, 8,000 connections. And I asked her, when is the last time they heard from you? And she says, no, I don't know. She's just accepting connections, sending connection requests, but she's not building the relationship. So what you want to do is message your existing network regularly. Obviously, if you have 8,000 people, that can be quite a job if you have to do that manually. What is nice, if you have Sales Navigator, you can use the search features, and you can actually also do it in the free somewhat, not as specifically, but you can look at, you see here, first degree connections, and you can have everybody has 3 to 5 years or even 6 to 10, like basically 3 to plus experience. So you don't have startup people that are owner or CXO. And then you can message all these people. Again, in my case, it's still over 2,000 people. So it's good, but to do that manually is a little bit time consuming. So, but at least stay in touch with them, ask what's going on, offer them, maybe you can help them with something, but really on a friendly basis, because any communication is better than no communication. Laser target new connections. So again, Sales Navigator gives you the opportunity to say, okay, I want to work with attorneys, lawyers in Colorado that have more than 3 years experience. Now there's 8,500 people, which is quite a lot, but you can. And again, there's really a cool system that allows you to send connection requests and then thank them for connecting and start the conversation. That is really important, because just connecting is not really useful. It's like planting a seed and never water it. It's likely not going to survive. It needs some love and attention. You can also, one of the hacks is to target followers of influencers. For example, for somebody like Dr. Chris, he's also in functional medicine. This Dr. Mark Hyman is an expert in functional medicine, also a medical doctor. So you'll notice that these 1,100 people that are following him, they're all interested in natural health. So it's a great people to target if you do any health coaching or you have health programs. Obviously, there are also a lot of functional medicine doctors that are following him. So if you have a program where you do coaching for functional medicine doctors or copywriting or want to target that market, that would be good. That would be a good tool to use. You can also, this is also really cool, you can target events of competitors and influencers. So for example, if you have a health program, this is a really, you may want to check him out. He does this, a friend of mine, Burnout to Brilliance, eliminate burnout and create work-life balance. So he has an event coming up. And if you have something similar, you could see, as you can see, even though I'm not a first degree connection, I can message all the people that attended his event or signed up for it, and target people where they're interested in overcoming burnout. So in this case, don't do it because he's my friend. I just wanted to promote his event because he's so awesome. But you can do that in your own industry. So if you're targeting salespeople, look for an event on sales and message those people and let them know about what you offer. Another option is to message group members. If you are looking for real estate agents, there's a group that's called Real Estate Agents, Professionals, Realtors, Brokers. It has 49,000 members though, so it's going to take you a little while to message them all. And as you can see, there's also other people that are trying to sell to these real estate agents, like digital marketing, social media. Of all of these, there's actually only one realtor. So what you then want to do is use Sales Navigator to target the people in the group that actually have the job title, as you can see here, real estate agent, real estate broker, realtor. And then you have less results, but you actually are targeting the realtors, the people you want to talk to. And a really cool smart growth hack is to organize a LinkedIn event. If you haven't done it yet, it's a great opportunity. And as you can see, it works because you're here, which I'm very excited about. It really works to get in front of people and give them, value, give them something they want to learn about and to build a relationship with them. And then, of course, you can follow up, and because you know that they have a need and they are interested in what you have to offer. So basically, this is 262. We had even more people sign up in between. So I think we have 319 people that are saying, hey, I would love to grow B2B sales. Well, obviously, that's really cool because now we know they're interested. And I can show you how to do it and how to fill them up so quickly with good results. Then when you do the webinar, obviously, there is also a technique, because just doing a webinar, you still want to, bring in the new sales with your system. And this is what I did for Andrew when he did his webinar.
I actually managed to convert at 135%. That's 135% conversions from one webinar. So thank you, Shamayah. You are amazing. You actually get to the fundamentals of an issue extremely quickly, and that just delivers. It just works. Thank you so much. I actually managed to convert at 130.
Okay, cool. Was that valuable to you guys to see the different ways that you can actually target more people and more people that are actually in your industry? Okay, by show of hands, was it valuable? You got something out there. Cool. Very cool. Great to hear. If you are joining, because I can see we have a lot of participants and we only have a few people on the camera, I would love to see you. So if you can turn on your camera and just say hello, that would be really awesome. Thank you, Luke. That is really great, you see. It makes it like nice. It's like a big party together. Otherwise it feels, Elmari is there and David is there too. You see, that's so much more fun. Otherwise I can just see there's 40 people. I don't know who you are. So thank you. Oh, Nick, we got Nick and Greg. Very cool. Anybody else? If you have your camera on, join the party with us. Thank you very much. Okay, last one. Oh, sorry, I'm going a bit too fast. This PowerPoint and I don't get along so well, but don't worry. The last point is deliver. So we discussed about discovering your unique added value, the gift that you have to bring to the world, specifically with your product and service, and what sets you apart, what makes you different. Like we saw the example with Stephen Curry, how he totally changed the game of basketball with his unique personality in a different way, but also his professionalism. Because just imagine how many basketballs he's thrown, probably, if not tens of thousands, maybe even more than that, maybe even hundreds of thousands of balls to become so skilled in throwing the ball from 8-9 meters away. So obviously that's important too. Number two, we'll design the campaign for you, the marketing campaign, to position you and make you known as the leader in your industry by using messages on LinkedIn, by optimizing your LinkedIn profile, your messages, and we can combine it even with the email campaign as well. So once you're connected, you can also email people that you are connected with, or even there's a few tricks that you can even get email addresses from other prospects. And then you want to create engagement with them. So once you send out the messages, people will respond to you. What you want to do, again, is you don't want to spam them and start selling them right away. You want to build relationships. You want to build relationships because really they're like a fruit that has to ripen, and you can't expedite the growth of the fruit. You want to nurture it. Some fruits ripen quicker than others, and that's okay. And what you'll see also, which is interesting, and John actually mentioned that as well, is when we start a campaign and you start putting out a lot of communication, that the first people that will respond are often either clients that may have bought from you but are currently not active, or prospects that have been in the pipeline but they didn't close. And it's fascinating to see, because I see here today, this is really cool, I see here today even people that I've been talking with, or prospects that I've shared about LinkedIn and that are here today, or people that I know and been in touch with. And there's also a lot of new people, which is great to see all the new faces. So yes, and then also there's a really good formula for the messages. If you respond to people, if you respond to people. So you want to, first of all, you want to keep your messages short. This is a research that they did, or statistics from LinkedIn, that the shorter email get better response rate. And emails are the messages that you can send if you have a paid account, so a paid membership like Sales Navigator or Premium or Recruiter, one of the paid accounts, and you can send it to somebody that also has a paid account. And you have 800 emails that you can send for free. Here you can see, it says here, I don't know if you can read, it says 20, 10, average for all emails, -10, -20. So if this is the average response for all emails, if your message is 0 to 400 words, you'll have +22% response rate. So the shorter the message, the higher the response rate. And it's not surprising because everybody's busy. Most people just check quickly on their cell phone. And so if you have a whole long story, they say, okay, I'll come back to that later, and they never do. So keep it short, keep it to the point, and keep it personal. If you have 401 to 800 words, you still have a little higher response rate, +3%. But the moment it's more than 800 words, you can see it drops significantly. It's -6% and -11 if it's more than 1,200 words. So really the sweet spot is less than 400 words because you get the best response rate. And obviously this was done because that's easier to track with emails, but the same is true if it's regular messages. And we've seen that as well. And the really good formula to use for that is find something that you can admire about a person. Just one sentence, check their profile, check their website, find something that's genuine that makes up a story. Something genuine that you think, wow, this is cool. This person has, she's helped homeless people, or they have a project to feed children. Find something you admire, then very briefly, let them know what you do and how you can help, and then ask a question. Very, very key to keep the conversation going, end with a question. If you don't, basically that's end of the story. Well, if you ask a question, people are more likely to respond. And if they don't respond, make sure you follow up and you repeat the question so you actually get your questions answered. And people know that you're actually interested in what they have to say, that you don't just message them to message. What's great, as I mentioned, we have a system, and it's great to use a campaign management tool. As you can see, we use different campaigns that we're sending out, event invites, which is for this event, connector campaigns, messenger campaigns, Gmail, connector campaigns, open email campaigns, which really saves you so much time. And then you can leverage your time and respond to the people that are interested. Here's another one. So you can see of all the messages that are going out. So the connection requests that are being sent, the invites being sent, the follow-ups. So you can track the activities that you're doing. And that's what we can help you with, setting up the whole sales machine, the LinkedIn sales machine system. And as I mentioned before, sales will come from existing and old clients first. They already like and trust you. So the moment you start communicating, you start promoting, they'll say, okay, I know John. I know Raj. I know David. He's the guy I was looking for. I haven't heard from him. Suddenly you come to mind again. And you can see how well that works. So when you position yourself as the industry leader, they will be the first to purchase. And that's when you know that your marketing campaign is working. But reopening the flow, as John also mentioned. So while planting the seeds, like the new people, the relationships we're building, we're watering them, we're nurturing them to grow and to ripen. And the existing people also start buying already. So you start generating income. And as I mentioned, we start with the quantity first. So just start messaging. So even today, start sending messages, even if it's 10 today. or maybe 5. Start with 5 today, and then tomorrow 10, and then 15. Start increasing the quantity. And as you go over time, you want to improve the quality. And that's what is cool when you have a tool that you can use, because now we can split test for maximum results. So in this case, it says, okay, there are different ways that you can approach it. You can have a direct approach and say, hey, I have an offer for this problem. Or you can say indirect and say, hey, here's something valuable I can offer you. You can do it either automated, where it's just everybody gets the same message, or using the system, you can also personalize the messages to find out, okay, this company, I can see that they have this issue. You can have just templated campaigns, or you can use the social selling. So it's a higher effort per interaction. If you go to people's profile and you comment on their posts before you send a connection request, obviously your acceptance rate is going to be much higher. And you can obviously also do a combination of all of the above to see exactly for your industry, for the product or the service that you're selling, which approach is the best. But what's cool, if you can measure it, you can see what's working, and then you do more of what's working and less of what's not working. And here you can see the successful campaign that we did for Ivan May, where, you know, we had his profile, we changed his profile to this. How it really affected his acceptance rate. So connected out of all requests sent, 53%. That's huge. The average is about 15, maybe 20 if you're doing well. That's really good. And he had a 53% acceptance rate. Now, of course, I also want to brag. So I want to show you the good results, because this was not from day one. We kind of tweaked and we worked with him, but we did get incredible results for him. Especially of these 53% of the people that responded, 50% replied after connecting. Again, if you get 15%, 1-5, you're doing okay, you're doing well. He had 50%, which means every second person responded to his campaign, which was a very, very successful campaign. You can also see here the importance of follow-up, because here I hope you can read it. Connected and responded to a connector message was 3. So very few, 2.7%. Then if you connected and responded to a follow-up message, 47.3%, 52 people. So the first message may not have as much impact, people see it, move on. But if you do the second message and the third message over time, like let's say a week later, and then another 10 days later, and say, hey, I didn't hear back from you. I still have something of value. Let's connect, or whatever your conversation structure is, you will see that the response go up very much. And here is a very cool network growth hack. As you may know, on average, you can have about 100 connection requests that LinkedIn will allow you to send per week. Some people it's less. I had somebody, because she just had a fairly new profile, hadn't been very active. She only had 60. And other people have 130, 140, especially somebody like Ivan. If he has a very high acceptance rate, LinkedIn's algorithms will give him more connection requests. But you're still limited to those. So what can you do? Anybody knows, by the way, before I give away this hack? Oh, wait, it's PowerPoint and I. Anybody idea how you can grow your connection request faster? And you can put it in the chat, or you can put up your hand. Okay, I know that some of you know. Yeah, John, I think John knows. Join other groups, that's a good one, Anita. You can definitely do that. You can just message them in groups, though. You can't send a connection. You can send a connection request, but it would still be the same 100 that you can. Anybody else? Ace, any idea? No. Good to see you, by the way. It's been a little while. I was very happy. Always good to see you. Ace is an amazing guy. I met him in Las Vegas years ago, and he and his wife are just beautiful people. Just great people to network with and to connect with. So what you can do to grow your network beyond the 100 connection requests that you have is that you open a new Gmail account. So here you can see shamayahepic@gmail.com, and you upload your contacts and sync this account with LinkedIn. There's this button if you go to network and you click manage synced sources, and then you can sync these contacts. Then it will show up like this. Once your connections are synced, you can connect with them. So you can then invite them outside of the 100 invitation requests per week limit. So you can, it says invite and connect. Basically, I don't exactly know why. Oh, maybe if they are signed up with their email, this email or not, or you can just connect. And, you know, some people can do a few hundred additional connection requests per week using this strategy. So you can really grow your profile fast. Then again, you need to have a system, because just connecting is cool, but if they never hear from you, how are you going to water your little seeds? You need to have a system to make sure that either you track it on an Excel document, or you use a system like we do, so that after they've accepted your request, they get the message, thank you for connecting. Maybe we can meet for coffee, or can I give you a gift and share more about this? Are you interested in real estate investing, insurance, or, build the relationships with them? Don't just connect and then disappear, because then it's not as effective. And this is what we did for Oryx Desert Salt, which is a brand very well known here in South Africa. Recently, they also are now in Whole Foods in the US. So if you are in Whole Foods in the US and you care for your health, Oryx Desert Salt is amazing. It has all the minerals and not the toxins or the plastic particles that they discovered in 98% of the sea salts, just because the sea is polluted, or in Himalaya salt from the dynamite that they use to get it out of the mines. So she's the marketing manager for Oryx Desert Salt, and she shared the results that we had from the campaign and the benefits that they had working with me.
Working with Shamayah has really been witnessing our team identify an incredibly exciting new market segment for us, which is corporate gifting. And through Shamayah's help in establishing a targeted communications campaign across LinkedIn, we've seen a lot of traction in generating conversations with high-level decision makers in the right positions to be purchasing our products for their teams and their clientele. And what's really exciting about this is that through the automation of these well-crafted LinkedIn campaigns, we are seeing an extremely positive uptake by the LinkedIn community, who are saying yes, they want to know more, and are converting into email conversations and sales pipelines with incredible success and numbers. Thank you, Shamayah.
So I was very excited to work with them and help them open into a new area, which was corporate gifting, which they were not doing before. Thinking of you, your special smile, it's a special grace. You're a special someone I can never replace. I love you and I always will, because you're in my space that no one can fill. This was the message that this amazing man wrote to me on Facebook after our first date in Toronto many years ago. And here you see a photo of us in Cancun on our wedding day with his beautiful daughters. So I would like to ask for your permission to review my family and share a little bit more about the system that allowed us to leave Canada and help him to retire from his medical practice as a doctor in Dawson Creek, and allowed us to move to basically to paradise, which is where we are now in Cape Town, and support him in building his online business. So by a show of hands, may I have permission to share with you the system that allowed to do that and my family? So I have permission. Thank you very much. Because that's what the difference we make with the system that we developed is really the key is speed of results. Because keep in mind, if you make $10,000 a year, it's gonna be kind of tough to survive. If you make $10,000 a month, life already gets better. Depending on where you live, it may still not be enough, but you can survive pretty okay, usually. If you make $10,000 a week, life gets much more fun. If you make $10,000 a day, just imagine the impact you can make. Imagine what you can do for your family. Your children will have much more opportunities to go to the best schools, and you can be the best quality foods and supplements. So yes, you can do LinkedIn on your own. You really don't need me. There are a lot of YouTube videos. You can Google, there's a lot of free information. You can get there, but it may be very similar to traveling from New York to LA with a horse and cart. It may not be the most comfortable, and it may take you a while. Where with us, it's like flying in a jet. It's much more comfortable, more fun, and you get to your destination faster. That's why we built the LinkedIn sales machine, what will help you set up, and it's a little bit hard to see, but we'll help you with the LinkedIn outreach. And then from the LinkedIn outreach, we help you build your systems, set up your own LinkedIn event, and set up the machine with the follow-up emails, which you got the follow-up emails, the system so you can stay in communication, the follow-up, so you increase your communication out, creating communication in, which equals income. and you can stay in front of people and really nurture them and grow and ripen the fruits. Because the key is having a good strategy, but you also have to make sure that you implement it. I mean, how many of you ever bought a course or bought a book that you thought was a great book, but you actually maybe didn't even finish or never actually implemented? So we want to help you to make sure that you take the actions. Yeah, I can see some of you looking, yeah, that was me. I know, guilty as charged as well. What I noticed that the programs I do best is if there is guidance with the implementation. So if you have questions, you're not stuck. Because what happens if you're stuck and nobody to ask? Okay, then you just quit because you don't know how to continue. And then if you combine that with the accountability and somebody saying, okay, guys, we need to get this done now. If you have a team behind you, you know, you will have the results. And over the years, I've invested. Yeah, interesting. I've studied with Joe Bauer, who is a master in closing. I've done a whole series of programs with Tony Robbins. I studied with Laura Langmeyer. And one of my mentors is Mayor Ezra, an amazing businessman. So over the years, I've invested over at least $208,000 to transform, to learn the business skills, the communication skills, the sales nuances that make all the difference. And fortunately for you, you can benefit from all that, and you don't even have to pay me $208,000, not even half of that. So it's really good deal. Actually, if you just click the link, we will have a consultation with you at no charge. We offer the opportunity for you to apply to work with us. We don't take on everybody. We need to make sure we can you qualify and that you can get the results. But it will be valuable even just to meet with us. And if not now, when? This is your opportunity. If you'd prefer to email to apply or you have any questions, here's the email address, shamayah@leadershipmasteryint.com. And yeah, I would love to hear from you.